My name's Rebethany. Rebethany Chastain. I know, it sounds British, don't it? Yeah, my mama was from England. No, not the country. You know, New Hampshire? God, that's a long ways away. My daddy, well, he was an Alabaman, born and raised. Except, then he moved to Arkansas when he was 2, so I guess he wasn't really raised here, actually. Well, although, does that count as being raised here if you were 2? I don't know. Anyway, they were good people, Mom and Pa. Very good people. Until the drought came. Summer in '97, I'll never forget it. Pa came in one day saying, "Who let the dang hose run dry?" Of course, I had done it. I was cleaning off my bicycle on account of it was dusty. You see, we live in a dirt road all the way up in Elmer nearest to Kentucky, and I was really proud of my bicycle. I was the only girl in Elmer with a bicycle, at least one with wheels on it. Of course, Maybelline Omer had a bicycle too, but it was just a frame. She found it in the old churchyard underneath a pile of leaves. The bishop said she could have it if she finished cleaning all the leaves, and of course she did it. Maybelline Omer had to have everything. We were all so jealous. It didn't even have a seat or nothing, it was just a frame, but Lord, did she sit on that thing for hours. No wonder she got tetanus in her leg that summer, and she lost control of her vagina. I swear the entire cooch just fell right off of her. At least, that's what her boyfriend Russell told me, and he should know because he was her brother. Anyway, Daddy came home one day, and he made a bone of playing poker, and he came up to our double wide with a brand new shiny bicycle for me, with a seat and everything. So, I used to ride that bike past Maybelline Omer's house every morning before school, and I'd say, "Hey Maybelline, how's that frame of yours doing?" And she would call me dirty names. Really unchristian-like things. You know, one day Maybelline Omer stopped coming out, and I thought, surely her mama must be spanking her for all the nasty things she said about me. But no. Come to find out, it was just her vagina falling off. I guess that's just God's way of punishing people for the things they say. I don't ever say nasty things about people. If you call somebody the C word, God might just take it away from you. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, my bicycle. So, I was cleaning it all because I was real proud of my bicycle. But as I had mentioned earlier, we was having a drought. So Pa told me never use the water in the afternoon. It was for emergencies only. I didn't listen. I wasn't going to ride past Maybelline Omer's house with a filthy bicycle. So I waited till Pa was off at work, and then I cleaned it with that running water till it was glistening. Well, once you know it, I forgot to turn the hose off. So Pa comes home from work, and he starts putting up a fit. He says our entire house has a moat around it. And sure enough, our green and yellow coachman was there rising from the water like a green and yellow castle from the books of yore. I always dreamed of having a moat one day, like a princess high up in a tower. Of course, I didn't tell my pa that, at least not then anyways, mainly on account of we was on a hill. And sure enough, all that water started causing a little landslide. And before you knew it, our green and yellow coachman was sliding down that hill. It looked like a gorgonzola from the streets of Venice, just gliding gracefully along. Thank goodness my brother Goober boy knew how to swim. He was only 5 at the time. He's 7 now. He didn't get out before the landslide, but once that trailer started flooding, he managed to stay alive by swimming inside the back bedroom area there. He did the breaststroke for 20 minutes till my daddy gone in after him. Now, I suppose you wonder where my mama was in all of this. Well, she was getting her hair done. And not one of those fancy parlor shops neither. She was in her sister's trailer down the hill, right in direct line of the coachman. Well, poor mama was getting her lip waxed when the trailer hit. So when Aunt Bethany pulled the tape off, see, she's who I was named after. Well, her and Mama. See, Mama was Rebecca and her sister was Bethany, so that's why I was named Rebethany. And Anne, of course, was Queen Anne. She was the ruler of New Hampshire, I think, and where Mom was born and raised. Anyway, Aunt Bethany just yanked and pulled my Mom's poor lip right off of her. Just yanked it off her face when the trailer hit. Poor things never saw it coming. It was like the sound of gunfire when those two monstrosities hit. And not like them little gunshots neither. This was like a double-barreled shotgun in your ear. You know, with the front end sawed off and the maple-colored wood grain pump. The kind me and Daddy used to hunt for chipmunks with. And sometimes armadillos. Have you ever ate an armadillo? It's kind of like a tenderloin, only you gotta cook them up real nice or you get hepatitis or... What was that thing Jesus had? Oh yeah, a leopard skin. Man, that stuff is nasty, ain't it? Makes your skin fall off you and all your body parts, your arms and legs, and hey, maybe that's what Maybelline Omer had. Some leopard skin. She probably ate an armadillo. Oh no, it's like her coochie falling off. Shoot, I never even thought of that. Oh. Anyway, poor Mama had a blow dryer in her hand on account she was in a hurry and the wax was taking time to dry. Can't get a good pull if the wax is still too wet. That's what Mama always told me. And if you're going to pull the hairs out, it's best to get them all in one clean swap. Ain't no sense in pulling on the same spot twice. So Mama had her hair dryer plugged in and the water and blowing on the wax, and that's when the two coachmans hit and the water came crashing in the window. Mama's lip was torn right off at the gums, and she was roasted like a marshmallow on the 4th of July. Aunt Bethany had it a little easier. She fell backwards on a pair of scissors. She was paralyzed from the waist on down, but at least she's here to celebrate Christmas every winter. The funeral was terrible. Poor Mama looked like she was grinning the entire time, like a happy grinning beaver, with her front teeth all sticking out like... Anyway, even Miss Maybelline Omer's Mama was in the audience that night. Everyone was snickering and jeering about me and Mama's missing flesh. I don't know who Miss Clarabelle was speaking to, but let's just say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, if you know what I mean. Old Maybelline sure didn't lick it off the grass. So I walked straight up to that old woman and I said, "Listen, Miss Clarabelle, I know you're older than me by like 40 years and all, but if you keep making jokes about my mama, I'm going to sock you in the teeth." And you know what she said to me? You know what that old woman said to me? She said, "Child, you're going to get what you deserve. Mark my words, you're going to get what you deserve." What did I deserve? I have always been a Christian. I've read the Bible picture books my mom gave me since I was 2. So what did I deserve? I mean, here my mama's dead, her face is all disfigured, our coachman's all smashed up and flooded in a ditch. I got no place to sleep, and on top of all that, my daddy grounded me and took away my 2-speed. So what did I deserve? At leastways what I hadn't gotten already. She turned away from me, and I yanked that crucifix right off the wall, the giant metal one that said "Inri" on top of it. And I smacked that woman in the head with it about 6 or 7 times. And then, when she lay bleeding, I jumped up and down on top of her, like I used to do on Mama's bed. Only Miss Clarabelle's bouncier on account of her gland condition. Anyway, that part was a bit excessive, I agree, but there were 40 different witnesses, and Miss Clarabelle was dead before she hit the ground, so they locked me up in here. They say I electrified my mama, paralyzed my aunt, and tried to beat religion into Miss Omer's head. So maybe she was right. Maybe Miss Omer had the vision, because I sure did get what I deserved. I mean, all I did was break a stupid rule like wash my bicycle, and now I can't leave here for 20 years. Daddy never visits me, and Goober was 7, so he doesn't even have a car yet. maybe in another year or two. And Auntie Bethany's still mad at me because her legs no longer work. So here I am, just sitting here in prison all alone. The guards are never friendly. And the other girls are, most of them are lesbians. You know, like Ellen DeGeneres. Only they're not as funny as she is, I suppose. And the food here is just disgusting. Ain't no collard greens, no sweet potato souffle, no... just Salisbury steak with gravy. So this did not turn out the way I wanted, but maybe, just maybe, Maybelline Omer got what she deserved as well. After all, her mom's dead just as much as mine. I'll teach that little bitch to call me names.